You would always think when a brand is more profitable that it would be the one that would always go more out more than anything, but the actual brand that you probably end up remembering is the brand that had more fun with either advertising or even just promoting the hell out of itself and actually feeling like that it has the true dominance. And of course I'm talking about the one brand pretty damn good.
Or was I just acting?
Now, of course, Pepsi is a massive staple when it comes down to the soda industry, but they're also massive in the way that they market their drinks, in the way of either including celebrities or even just taking the halftime show to its own hands. Wait, isn't Coca-Cola the dominant brand? Now, of course, the soda wars were something that started out based in the 50s because Pepsi was getting more liked than Coca-Cola, but then the branding also got more intense going into the 80s and the 90s up to the 2000s with celebrities like Britney Spears, Madonna, Michael Jackson. There was even points where there were songs produced with Pepsi, with Britney Spears, that was involved in the actual commercials. Even Mike Myers was also involved playing his role as Austin Powers, which of course...
Austin, it's me!
I want this wig! Come on!
Fair enough.
There was a film that came out that was based on the third film of Austin Powers, which kind of correlates with Pepsi. It's always been seen that Pepsi is always the second one in the soda race. From looking at stuff like the marketing, it's like it doesn't seem very clear that they're in second place. I mean, having the halftime show and getting so many celebrities involved, it costs upon millions upon billions of dollars just to get your hands onto actually being a part of the halftime show and the advertising, the celebrities that you decide to have them endorse your product. Like, I'm impressed that Pepsi in themselves has so much involved, and it actually almost makes them look like they're truly the dominant one when it comes down to the soda race. I mean, Coca-Cola has done AI commercials, so it's like, you can't really say that Coca-Cola wants to have money. Well, people prefer the taste, right? I mean, it's the taste that matters. Of course, the commercials in themselves are very iconic. Like, I mean, again, the massive endorsements of getting these celebrities on hand, signing a lease to do these years. I think the most prominent to me is Britney Spears of the 2000s. And there was the Mike Myers commercial, which came out in 2001 alongside with the film of Goldmember coming out in 2002. It kind of adds in because it's understandable to add on to something if it means actually promoting a film, which, I mean, it's great to promote a film in a way where it seems like it makes most sense. It's weird because Coke in itself doesn't do as much advertising, which I can understand for the sake of like revenue and that stuff, but in such a way where it's like, it doesn't make so much sense for Coca-Cola to be dominant when they're not doing as much promoting and clearly using AI to save money, when even the latest Pepsi halftime show commercial literally includes the polar bear that Coca-Cola decided to use, taking that and literally making a Coldplay reference in the middle of it. Like, that doesn't just go out of your way to say, oh, this brand isn't dominant. Like, I know for a fact that Pepsi also had some form of like a game show of like Wild Cherry, which Yes Drugan ended up covering, and I watched that video, and the whole thing is just kind of messy for the timing and everything that Pepsi had to do to try to get everything going with that whole thing, and it just didn't work out. It's not like the whole soda wars hasn't been going on. It's been running for years. I mean, there was even points where there was like ads upon ads upon ads that literally has Coca-Cola trying to battle it out with Pepsi, but then Pepsi ended up just slipping it right under from them and literally just saying, we're the more dominant brand. And I think, if anything, that is true. I think, if anything, Pepsi is the more dominant brand than Coca-Cola is. Because, well, you have to think of so much of the advertising and the halftime show. You have to think of, like, how much money they're actually making if you really think about which soda is selling more. And regular Pepsi seems like it's on top. And you could say, oh, from sales figures, yes, Coke sells more. They're sponsored by more restaurants or sponsored by more sports bars or whatever they're doing. Pepsi in itself has the more dominant business model, which is essentially the advertising, and technically, if we're talking, they have more money to spoil to get more influencers or celebrities, or even the halftime show that they had running for such a long time. It makes Coca-Cola look small, and clearly from the AIA commercials that they've had recently, they don't have a lot of money to serve for advertisements, or at least the advertisements that they really want to use. And I mean, I can't blame Coca-Cola. Like, Coca-Cola in itself doesn't exactly have the best soda taste. Coke just isn't quite the same thing as it used to be back in even the 90s or the 80s. Like, Coke in itself is way older than Pepsi is. I mean, Pepsi, like, it's a Pepsi generation, right? There wasn't a Coke generation, and even if there was a Coke generation, it'd still be taken wrongly because people would just assume that it's cocaine that they're talking about. I don't even remember the last time that Coca-Cola made a commercial that was iconic and memorable. Like, yes, Coca-Cola technically inspired Santa to become a real thing, and also those Christmas commercials. But if we're actually thinking about that too, technically Coca-Cola stole their own idea and just remade it through AI. It's the same thing with McDonald's too, but really thinking about it logically, Pepsi's more dominant. It's the more dominant soda brand. It's not a, second place brand. Sales properties, maybe it's second place. But if we're thinking about the actual branding, the actual marketing, the actual way that they did things instead of how Coca-Cola did things, Pepsi's the more dominant brand. And don't give in the fact that I'm marketing for Pepsi. I'm not. I just like Pepsi. I was also gonna bring up at one point that they also did promoting with Apple as well, but yes, Coca-Cola did the same thing. Instead, I think Pepsi ended up being the only one to actually do an iPod giveaway. I'd love to own one of those iPods with the Pepsi logo on the back, have it flash modded and everything, but I doubt Austin will let me have one of those. So I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for watching this little Pepsi generational video to just say Pepsi is more dominant. I'll see you guys later when I talk about Apple products again, and something which I've been wanting to do for a long time. Bye!